TIFU by microwaving my socks at work by user alarm Physite 1797. So I biked to work. This morning it poured on me halfway there and my shoes plus socks were absolutely soaked. By the time I got to the office my feet were pruned like raisins. I thought, okay, I'll just dry them out real quick in the break room microwave. I'd seen people do gloves in there before. No big deal. I take off my socks, toss them in for 2 minutes, and go back to my desk. About 45 seconds and I smell something awful. Like burnt hair mixed with wet dog. Then the fire alarm goes off. Turns out the synthetic material in my socks basically melted and filled the entire office with smoke. Everyone evacuated. Building management shows up, asks where the fire was, and all my coworkers are standing around shivering in the parking lot while I have to admit, it was my socks. Now the microwave is trashed, HR sent an email reminding everyone not to cook clothing, and I have achieved permanent nickname status, Hot Socks. TLDR, tried to dry my wet socks in the work microwave, smoked out the whole office, earned a new identity. TIFU by accidentally drinking on the job as a 3rd grade teacher by user Burrito Suprema for 120. My mom and I love Arizona green tea and I frequently bring Eckham with me to work for lunch. Yesterday I cracked it open and took a sip and it tasted disgusting. I figured it just went bad or something, so I left it on my desk for nearly the whole day. It wasn't until the end of the day that I actually looked at the can and saw the word hard written on it. It was an alcoholic version which I never knew even existed. It doesn't help that the can looks identical to the normal version other than that word printed on it. When I got home I found out my mom bought it because she was curious. If my principal were to walk in and see that can on my desk, I probably would have been instantly fired. TLDR, grabbed a can of iced tea which turned out to be alcoholic and left it on my desk all day in front of 25 8-year-olds. TIFU, I really underestimated how challenging it would be to take care of my younger siblings on my own at 19. By user FatB2323. My mom died 2 months ago and I am the oldest sibling, so I basically had to take over and be a parent to my younger siblings who are 14 and 8 years old. I guess in the beginning, I was still in shock and didn't really think about what the future would look like after my mom's death. I just told myself that I've got this and that we'll figure it out together. As long as we've got each other, we would be alright. Now I realize how I severely underestimated the situation. I love my siblings and I would do anything for them, plus they are good kids and don't really give me problems, but wow, it is hard. It's like all of a sudden I have this huge responsibility and it's really overwhelming sometimes. I went from trying to figure out my life to now having to step up. They look up to me for everything. I have to figure things out, solve problems, etc. because I'm the oldest. I feel like I've bitten off more than I can chew, but then again it's not like I had a choice, but even if I did have a choice, I wouldn't have abandoned them or anything. However, I do feel like I really underestimated how hard it was going to be. TLDR, I did not think it would be this hard to take care of my siblings on my own. TIFU, I am a terrible husband, by user C88. Today I realized I've been a terrible husband. We've been married almost a year and my wife does pretty much everything. She plans the meals, she cooks the meals, she manages the finances, she makes lunch for me, and she makes sure I have what I need. You know what I do, the dishes and sometimes the laundry. We both work full-time jobs and I am also in school full-time, but that is no excuse. Today was really bad because I had already made myself lunches for the week and forgot. She is in the kitchen making me lunches and when she opens the fridge she is like, what are these? I instantly realized I fucked up. I got to thinking about all she does and I am such a terrible partner. She doesn't like my cooking and gets upset when I try it her way because I am not doing it right. How can I learn more about finances? I just want to make her happy and I've been failing. TLDR, I am a terrible husband whose wife does too much. TIFU, by accidentally getting my neighbor's cat high and becoming the villain of the neighborhood Facebook group by user ShoddyAss2284. Yesterday I was cooking dinner and left my balcony door cracked open. My neighbor's cat, who I call Chairman Mia because he basically rules our apartment complex, just strolled in like he pays rent. I didn't think much of it. I was frying onions, scrolling TikTok, just vibing. Then I remembered I had some special brownies in a container on the counter from the night before. I went to grab one and the container was already open. The cat ate half. I immediately panicked. I googled can cats get high, and my search history now makes me look like Pablo Escobar's veterinarian. I wrapped the cat in a blanket burrito and rushed him to the emergency vet. The vet tech looked at me like I just tried to assassinate Garfield. $600 later, the cat is totally fine. Actually better than fine, because now the entire neighborhood knows about it thanks to the Facebook group. My neighbor posted something like, "Some irresponsible person got my sweet Chihuahua high on drugs, be careful who you live next to." Now half the comments think I am a menace to society, and the other half are tagging their friends saying this is peak apartment living. The kicker is that Chairman Meow came back this morning and scratched my door until I let him in. This dude is literally trying to break into my apartment for round 2. So now I am the neighborhood's accidental cat drug dealer. TLDR, don't leave your brownies out.